Now to a developing story in Basile, where we're continuing to follow complaints filed by multiple nonprofit organizations at an all-female ICE detention center. The complaints include allegations of abuse and denial of medical care. News 10's Kai Price spoke to the legal director of the American Civil Liberties Union of Louisiana, which is one of the groups behind the complaint. He joins us now in studio with the latest. Kai.
The 19-page complaint was submitted to federal offices and the Department of Homeland Security on behalf of detainees held at the South Louisiana ICE Processing Center. I spoke with legal director Noor Ahmed, who says detainees should not be subjected to these conditions.
Here, what you see is abuse, alleged abuse, at the hands of people who have power over people who are detained at these facilities.
The complaint was filed by Robert F. Kennedy Human Rights, the Louisiana ACLU, the National Immigration Project, and the Southeast Dignity Not Detention Coalition. It details allegations dating back to 2023. Filed September 15th of this year, it accuses the facility of sexual abuse, physical assault, verbal harassment, LGBTQ+ discrimination, and violations of constitutional rights. 4 people held at the detention center say they reported their experiences to ICE officials and the FBI, naming an assistant warden allegedly involved in the claims. Ahmed says the majority of detainees at the facility have not committed a crime or been convicted.
The vast majority of people, as our data at the ACLU of Louisiana shows, and a lot of data out there shows, is that individuals in immigration detention have never committed a crime or been convicted of a crime. And for those who have, they've already served their time. And we live in a country where you cannot be twice punished for any crime that you have already been convicted of.
The complaint also argues the Basile Detention Center is violating multiple national detention standards, along with protections guaranteed by the First, Fifth, and Eighth Amendments. She says the reply will help determine whether the agency takes action to address the concerns raised.
There's a question as to whether there will be a rectification of these violations that have been described, whether the individuals who submitted individual letters will be compensated for the harms that they've experienced. And depending on the response, that will dictate what the next steps are, if necessarily any.
Federal officials have yet to respond to the allegations, but advocacy groups say they'll continue to monitor the situation closely. Kai Price, KLFY, News 10.